Straight ahead on 12 News, a crash caught on a surveillance camera. We'll have the latest on the hit-and-run crash that put a popular restaurant out of commission. Plus, ready to renovate, the Golden Valley Library will soon close for a major remodel. But first, a Brooklyn Park police officer severely injured after a 12-foot fall. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. A Brooklyn Park police officer is recovering after suffering a head injury while trying to arrest a suspect Tuesday night in Rogers.
Officer Mike Plymouth suffered a likely concussion when he fell through the floor of an attic where a suspect was hiding. As Delane Cleveland reports, police are thankful that the situation didn't turn out worse.
Brooklyn Park police officer Mike Plymouth has spent more than a decade with the force, serving as one of the department's canine officers. Tuesday night, the Rogers Police Department asked for Plymouth's help in trying to catch a suspect wanted on second-degree assault.
We knew the address that this suspect was located at, and we actually have been trying to locate him for several days.
The suspect, who was wanted in Aitkin County but lived in Rogers, returned to his home along Superior Drive and found a hiding spot in the attic.
Our canine officer then deployed the canine up into the attic, and the dog did apprehend the suspect, and that's when the handler went in to make the arrest.
That handler being Officer Plymouth. But what happened next turned into a scary situation.
Our assumption is the handler tried to go to the dog, missed his step, didn't actually catch one of the beams, and unfortunately went through the sheetrock ceiling.
Part of that ceiling sat in the driveway of that home Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, Officer Plymouth was at North Memorial Hospital in Robbinsdale trying to recover from a head injury sustained in the 12-foot fall.
He did sustain a laceration across the back of his head where he had hit his head originally, but they're more concerned about any internal damage or bruising to the brain. At this point, it looks like a severe concussion.
It's an injury that's certainly characterized as serious, but ask any of the officers involved and they're thankful that the injury wasn't more severe.
The fact that this officer fell that distance and is alive to talk about it is certainly something we're very grateful for, and our prayers have been answered in that regard.
The suspect, whose name is being withheld, is currently in custody in Aitkin County. But Rogers police say they'll be referring their investigation to the Hennepin County Attorney's Office to see if there could be additional charges for resisting arrest and playing a role in the officer's injury. And Mike and Alex, as for Officer Plymouth, he should be released from the hospital this week, but no word yet on when he'll return to work.
Boy, could have been a lot worse. Thanks, Delane.
Wish him the best. Thank you. As early as next week, Brooklyn Park Police will begin using body cameras as part of a 60-day pilot program. Brooklyn Park Police see body cameras as a tool that can help them like squad car cameras did a decade ago.
Always felt that it's the newest technology that can help law enforcement. In fact, our officers believe in that as well. You know, the stuff that's been going on nationally saying that body cameras are going to resolve those issues. I don't know that that's accurate. I think that the body-worn camera data is going to be very beneficial for us, for the courts, for the community.
Body cameras clipped to a police officer's uniform. Brooklyn Park Police have been testing them out for the past 2.5 years. One of the concerns with them deals with privacy issues. Current law makes the video data public with some exceptions, such as active criminal investigations. But Brooklyn Park Police are joining other cities in pushing to make that data private until the state legislature can work out a policy. The Brooklyn Park City Council approved the pilot program on Tuesday night. Mayor Jeff Lundy was the only no vote. Lundy doesn't believe body cameras will change anything and won't help build trust.
Surveillance cameras are giving us a better view of the damage done to a popular Brooklyn Park restaurant. A driver crashed into Wagner's drive-in sometime between late Sunday night and early Monday morning. Today, reporter Sonia Goins talked with the owner.
Wagner's has been a staple in Brooklyn Park for 30 years. But now the doors are closed.
We're not in business. Somebody crashed into my building again.
Due to an unexpected drive-through.
It's going to make an impact.
Normally this place would be packed with customers in search of a good burger. But now it's eerily quiet.
These guys are from out of town, and I was bringing them over here to eat because I was telling them how awesome the burgers were, and now we can't eat here.
A driver slammed into the side of the building and drove off.
And the cops called me at 6 in the morning. I thought it was a practical joke.
The crash was no laughing matter, Jim Wagner will now have to rebuild for the second time in 2 years.
It's disheartening, especially this one was a hit and run. I'm angered beyond belief.
Surveillance video captured the crash.
Here it comes out, right across the road, right into the building.
And this view shows what it looks like from the inside.
Kaboom. And then he backs out.
Wagner was able to clear up the mess thanks to his buddies from the Wagniters Car Club.
We've got the building secured again. We cleaned out all of the debris and damaged stuff.
While the business will take a financial hit, Wagner plans on rebuilding the business he calls his passion.
Most people would give up. They quit. That's not me. That's never been me.
Now, Wagner's could be closed for about a month. Meanwhile, police are looking for the driver responsible for all this damage. They're looking for a dark-colored GMC truck with heavy front-end damage. If you have any information, give them a call. In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Wagner started a GoFundMe website page to pay for repairs not covered by insurance.
The owner of the Osseo Gun Club finds himself in a dispute with Facebook. The social media site refuses to allow the gun range to display ads promoting its family shooting night. Facebook has a policy against ads that encourage the sale of guns or events where weapons are sold. The gun club previously had pop-up ads that would come up on personal Facebook pages, but Facebook disabled the club's advertising account. The owner of the Osseo Gun Club, Chris Williamson, tells the Star Tribune that Facebook is being inconsistent by allowing people to sell firearms on their personal Facebook pages.
Alleged misconduct by a state lab worker is forcing the state health department to retest water samples in 5 cities, including Brooklyn Center. State health officials assure the public the drinking water is safe, but want to make sure that they have accurate results. It will be a lengthy review. Improper testing by this particular lab worker goes back at least 2 years. Health officials say proper procedures weren't followed when testing drinking water and groundwater samples. Other cities impacted include St. Louis Park and Edina. Reanalyzing all the samples is likely to take 1 to 2 months.
The city of Plymouth has approved a preliminary budget, a budget that Councilmember Judy Johnson calls a great bargain for taxpayers. Here's how it breaks down. The proposed budget would go up 3%. For the median valued home of $327,000, taxes would increase $11 per year. City staff says the budget reflects investment in public safety and the creation of an economic development department. And Hennepin County property taxpayers can expect to see a rise in their bills next year. The county is proposing a 4.5% increase to the property tax levy. The county administrator says the $1.9 billion budget proposal for 2016 reflects the demand for quality services among Hennepin County residents. Public hearings will be held between now and December when the budget is approved.
Get ready for some big changes at the Golden Valley Library.
We'll have expanded, early literacy kinds of things out here. We'll have much more room for our children's collection.
Starting Monday, the library will close until January for renovations. The 1970s library was last remodeled in 1994. New renovations will include nearly tripling the size of the children's area, adding new computers and tables, plus creating more community gathering spaces.
It's basically a dated problem, and we need to just reorganize so that we're serving our population. That has changed. We have a lot more children than we used to, and we need to make space for seniors as well. We have both ends of the scale.
The Golden Valley Library reopens January 23rd. Patrons can use the Ridgedale, Rockford Road, or St. Louis Park libraries to pick up and return books. Coming up, mortgage rates remain near historic lows. We'll have tips if you are considering refinancing.
Then later in sports, the volleyball team at Heritage Christian Academy is coming on strong. We'll have highlights from their latest match.
But first, cooler temperatures Thursday and Friday. We may not reach 70 degrees. With interest rates falling below 4%, many homeowners are in a race to refinance their home.
Yeah, and refinancing accounted for almost 60% of all mortgage applications nationwide last week. So is it the right time for you to refinance your home? 12 News reporter Shannon Slatton talks about it in today's Money Savers.
Robbinsdale, the restaurants, the nearby lake, and the proximity to downtown Minneapolis, that all drew Adrienne Bishop right in.
We're a young couple. We like going downtown a lot, but we don't like the chaos of downtown. And so this area, Robbinsdale, Crystal, New Hope, they all have that kind of small town feel, but they're close enough to all the action.
Adrienne met us near her workplace in Maple Grove to talk about why she decided to refinance her Robbinsdale home.
We've kind of made that decision that Robbinsdale's somewhere we want to stay, so it does make sense to refinance.
But more importantly, it made sense on paper too. She dropped her mortgage rate by 2 points in order to pay off her mortgage 10 years faster.
Knowing that that debt long-term is off of our shoulders is great, and knowing that it will be completely ours a little sooner because we were able to shorten our length of a payment because of that reduced interest rate.
That's the right idea, says financial advisor Nicole Middendorf.
If you're going to be in that home for 7 years or the rest of your life, it generally would potentially make sense if you can knock off about 1 to 2 percentage points. Or, like in my case, taking a 30 down to a 15 and dramatically cutting out all of that interest.
Then Middendorf says shop around to get quotes, offers in writing, and a list of all the fees and closing costs involved.
Bottom line, I always tell people it's net. What does something net cost you?
But perhaps most importantly, don't feel like you have to rush to refinance.
The biggest thing is don't just rush to refinance and say, oh my gosh, rates are going up. I mean, I literally been saying that for probably 4 or 5 years, I feel like. But the bottom line is what makes sense for your financial situation.
For Money Savers, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
The two other reasons to refinance are replacing an adjustable rate mortgage with a fixed rate or refinancing to eliminate FHA mortgage insurance. Coming up, a problem and a solution. We'll show you how this problem is helping Wirth Park.
But first in sports, the Wayzata volleyball team is building momentum. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
The Wayzata volleyball team had a tough start, losing their first 3 matches of the season. The Trojans are trying to build a little momentum toward what they still expect to be a good year. Lakeville North visiting Wayzata, and it's a good start in this one for the Trojans. After the Reagan Palish dig, Hannah Kate Gross finds an open area, deep middle for the point, and an 8-2 Wayzata lead. It's a back and forth first set, but Mackenzie Greshel sets to Kate Berg for the kill, and Wayzata pulls out a 25-22 win. The second set is mostly Wayzata. They work the slide play here for Morgan Baufield, who gets the kill. And Wayzata rolls to a 25-11 win. Third set, nice dig, keeps the ball alive, and they get it to Berg, who puts it away for an 8-6 lead for the Trojans as they stretch the lead to take control. Baufield gets a kill off the Panthers blockers as Wayzata sweeps Lakeville North for their second straight win.
We really came out with some fire. We knew we had to put pressure on them, and we really took care of our game, and that kind of helped us out a ton. And I think we believed in each other, and we really relied on each other to help each other out.
The Heritage Christian Academy volleyball team is off to a great start. The small school program has had some success over the years, beating larger enrollment teams. Tuesday, the Eagles hosted the Centennial Cougars. Maddie Torvey serves up an ace for Heritage as they get off to a good start in the first set, leading 17-12. And they go on to take that first set. The Eagles get the ball to Janae Fugelstad for the kill for a 21-15 lead. Heritage will win 25-17. Centennial fights back in set 2. Torvey looks to execute the setter dump for Heritage, but it lands just wide, giving Centennial the point for a 25-23 Cougars win. Set 3 is another close one. Sarah Suits with a pass. Fugelstad on the move, and the hit delivers the point to make it 19-16. Heritage wins 25-22 to go up 2-1. And they finish off Centennial in the fourth set. Torvey disguising it well, dumps it over perfectly as the Eagles win 25-18 to take the match in 4. Heritage is ranked number 6 in Class A volleyball this week. A local team tops the state poll in the largest class. Champlin Park is rated number 1 in Class 3A, ahead of Egan and Prior Lake. Rebels edged then number 1 Prior Lake in a 5-set match in the season opener. Lakeville South and Rosemount round out the top 5. Hopkins is ranked number 9. Wayzata and Totino Grace are among the other teams receiving votes. The Cooper boys soccer team split their first 4 matches of the season. The Hawks faced a non-conference opponent Tuesday night as they hosted the Park-Cottage Grove Wolfpack. Park in green. First half, Jack Wagner playing the ball for Alex Ajovi, and he buries it, and he loves that. It's 2-0 Wolfpack. Best chance for Cooper in the first half comes on this corner kick by Andrew Fitzsimmons, but Eddie Ogamba's header stopped. Great save by the Park keeper. Second half, Ajovi will shake the Cooper defenders again and score, putting Park on top 4-0, and that's the final in this one at Cooper. Well, come late Friday night, the regular season in high school football will be half over. There are some big matchups coming up in Week 4. Our TV game features unbeaten Wayzata against old rival Minneapolis. You can see that game live on Channel 12 and 12.tv at 7 o'clock. Also on the schedule this week, Maple Grove at Eden Prairie in a state playoff rematch from a year ago. Osseo is at Totino Grace. The Orioles are 3-0, the Eagles 2-1. Also this week, Champlain Park travels to Blaine. Park Center hosts Armstrong in a 5 o'clock game, while Cooper, still unbeaten on the year, goes to St. Louis Park. Also in Week 4, Hopkins is at Edina. Benilde St. Margaret's is home to play De La Salle. Brooklyn Center is on the road at Minneapolis Edison. Breck hosts Columbia Heights. Providence Academy is at home to play St. Paul Harding. And West Lutheran takes on Lanesboro at Crown College in St. Bonifacius. We'll have a look ahead to that Maple Grove Eden Prairie game coming up Thursday, starting at 4 on 12 News.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, a new feature coming to Wirth Park.
And we'll show you right after a short break.
And finally, what do you do with thousands of ash trees that are being cut down to stop the spread of the emerald ash borer?
Well, the Minneapolis Park Board has an answer for some of the trees that have been removed from parks and golf courses. The wood has been used to build a boardwalk in the Eloise Butler Flower Garden at Wirth Park. The boardwalk will eventually wind through the garden's wetlands. Usually, the trees are chipped into pieces and then burned for fuel, but park officials say finding a way to reuse the harvested ash is a good way to demonstrate sustainability.
What we're able to do is showcase this wood, ash wood, harvested, and then it was specially heat treated to make it more suitable for the outdoor use. And so it has this beautiful kind of caramely color to it, and it really looks great in the garden.
Private fundraising helped raise the money to treat the wood and build the boardwalk. A dedication ceremony is planned in Wirth Park on September 20th. And that really looks cool, doesn't it?
Absolutely beautiful. Makes you want to go to Wirth right now, yeah.
That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Community Corner is coming up next.